at it,
This would be the most eggshell walking episode we ever would do.
Yo, what's up? I am Omega, and this is Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. And to my immediate left, I'm here with my man, Mr. Kingsley, and across the couch, I got my other homeboy, Mr. Mel. What's good, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
What up, dog?
Chilling, man. What's good?
Oh my man!
What?
Why? You nori now? What?
Come on, Barry.
Come on, Super Thug.
Okay. Right.
Really?
He get us with the Barry.
Really?
Right,
Barry White.
Every episode, he gets deeper.
Yeah.
Okay, here go.
Huh.
What's going on, y'all?
Goodness gracious. How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's good, yo? Nah, man, it's all good, man. Everything's
so should I change it? Yo, blah 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 blah. And to my immediate left, it's Blue from the Temptations.
yo. What's going on, yo?
Very white around here.
But yo, man, what's good? What's going on? How y'all feel?
Oh, man.
Huh?
Man, good, man.
Yeah?
Good. Yeah. Chilling.
Another episode getting going.
Yeah.
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 All right.
How about you, man?
What about me?
How you been?
Oh, y'all asking me how I am.
How you been?
Oh, word. Y'all know, man. Y'all know never. Y'all don't care. Y'all never care
about me.
Y'all don't care.
No, we be getting ready to ask you, but then you'll dive into
something else.
And then I do something. Okay, well, let's do it then. Let's do it.
Slow it
All right,
down.
so I'm going. My bad. Cool. Relax. Tranquilo. Calma. This is what we doing.
Calmate.
Okay, this is what we doing.
How the keto going?
Oh, it's going great.
That's what's up.
It's so great. I think I need to stop.
Wow.
I need my carbs and my occasional sugars. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but nah, it's going good, man.
How long you been going for so far?
It's roughly 2 months.
Okay, go ahead.
No sugar at all?
I've had 1, 2, 3. I would say one cheat weekend.
Okay.
And then I've had like 2 or 3 days where I had like a regular kind of coffee.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like with, some sugar in it or whatever.
Right. Like a Spanish latte.
Yeah, I like that. I think I had one of the toffee nut lattes, because it's the holidays and they be limited on that. So I was let me, but
try the toff.
Yeah, so it's like, whatever. But I've been doing very good, and like the proof is in the pudding, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
Weight going down or whatever, and yeah, so
feeling good, energy, the whole nine.
Let me ask this: can you have pudding on keto diet? No.
Pudding?
Yeah,
there's probably
because you said proof is in the pudding, so I was just like, can you have pudding?
Well, that's been
ended on a bad joke.
That's been another episode. That's been another. He is Kingsley.
Right.
Across the couch is Mel. I'm Omega. We out. Like, for real. Like,
no, seriously, because I don't know, because I really don't know
I'm
about.
pretty sure at this age she's not eating pudding.
What you talking about?
You eat
Come
pudding?
on,
I mean,
I love me some.
Yeah,
I love.
I'm talking about real pudding.
From scratch. Wait, hold on. Are we talking about
The way y'all was acting was like, I do take some pudding.
This is a children's show, sir.
They should be in bed.
I stay eating pudding.
This guy. Wow.
But go ahead, I cut you off.
If it has sugar in it, you're not supposed to have it.
Okay.
Period. So pudding has sugar. Now, I'm sorry. You was about to say something, but I believe that there may be a keto pudding, because there is like a keto jello, right? So and there's keto cake
Jello
and things like
pops.
this. So it's not big, bro. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
Carbs, sugar, gone. Waste,
Gone.
Gone. Like, that's really what it is. So
Yeah.
and I've just definitely noticed like a change. So yeah, I'm in it, man. I'm doing it.
In it to win it.
It's definitely
that's what's up. That's dope.
It's a lifestyle,
Definitely a lifestyle.
That's just what it is. So no different than actually, like to spin it, a lifestyle. Like I actually wanted to talk a little bit about a lifestyle, but like more focus on like the religion side, right? And so last episode we were talking about sex, right? Well, we went into like the body counts and things like that. But the idea behind it was we wanted to like touch on the subjects that people kind of stay away from or say you're supposed to stay away from. So it's the sex, the politics and religion. So in this episode, I wanted to carry it on and then kind of touch on the religion side. And when I say the religion side, before anybody turns off or changes over to another episode, we're not talking about like coming in saying like, religion is real, religion is right, or you're wrong, or this, or nothing like that. But just looking at it from the aspect of like how religion can affect relationships. Okay. So for us, like what I want to talk about is like, when we bring up the subject of religion and relationships, and it doesn't just have to be an intimate relationship, right? It can be platonic, right? It can be between us. But how religion affects the friendships that you have, the relationships that you have. If the relationship develops into, say, like if you're going to be married, or if you're going to have children, or if you already have children, how these children are going to be raised, what kind of schools they're going to go to, etc. And like I said, and previously the other episode was like, people say like, oh, stay away from talking about sex and religion and politics. These are the, the three, whatever. But I think we all were talking about this, off camera, and we feel like we should be talking about these things. And I think the consensus is the same across the board, right?
Yeah.
But how do y'all think religion affects the relationships that you have, or should it even affect them, or is it good that it does? Like, talk about it. What's up?
You go ahead, man.
I mean, first and foremost, we're talking about number 2 of the 3-headed monster of so many things.
We are.
Right.
I don't think it should affect the relationship.
Really?
Both platonic and romantic.
Platonic, no.
Elaborate. Go ahead. I want to hear this.
Platonic, no. Intimate,
y'all know I'm big on love. I'm big on, if you find your person, make it work. If you find your person, make it work. And I really don't think religion should keep you from being with who you think is your person. Make it work. Find a way to meet that middle ground. Now, does the person want you to meet the middle ground? Because I know with religion, they don't allow that middle ground. It's either you walking this walk or you not. Well, I think with this 3-headed monster that we're getting ready to talk about, I feel like religion is the one where it's just like there is no middle ground. So if you find your person, I feel like that shouldn't be the cause of not continuing the relationship. But you can't do the middle ground thing. So it's either
not necessarily. I think people do draw a middle line. Yeah, it depends. The love thing because allows them to do it.
I think we have to remember that nothing, right? Okay, in this case, religion. Nobody who is religious is monolithic. They're not. So
define monolithic for those
being that it's all the same amongst the people that wear the same title or come from the same ethnic background or whatever. Like when people say all black people are not the same, we're not a monolith. Right? Gotcha. Just because I'm black and he's black, it doesn't mean that we have the same opinion about whatever. Just because somebody is of a certain religion doesn't mean that they practice in and all the same way.
Right.
Because a large part of, and correct me if I'm wrong, but a large part of when it comes to religion is interpretation. Well, yeah, that's a whole, that's actually a whole other topic. For anybody that might have just missed that under his breath, he said free will. That's a whole other topic. But when it comes to religion, it really is up for interpretation. And just for example, right, to give like something that's tangible to it, some people of, and I'm not even gonna go into details of it, but some people of certain religions may say, for example, you're not supposed to do anything to harm yourself, right? But they may do things like smoke shisha, right? And it's like, well, that's unfiltered tobacco that's going into your body. Like, that's harming yourself. But they may think, like, some people may say, oh, yeah, we can't do that. Some people may say, oh, that's fine. It's okay. It's not that bad. It's up for interpretation. Mm-hmm. It really is. So that's what I mean. So, like, when you say there's no middle ground, it really depends on who you're talking to and what you're looking for. Because if you want to smoke shisha, you know what I'm saying? And you're dealing with people who their thoughts are, it's not that bad, then you found your middle ground. You found somewhere where it's even. But if you deal with people that are more strict, they're like, put that out of your, you know.
Did you want to say something?
Go ahead.
I like that example you just brought up. But I think when it comes to religion and discussion of religion and relationships, I don't think it gets down to the nuances of, the acts. I think it's who you worshiping or who you follow.
It definitely gets down to the acts, because the acts are how you live. It's how you carry out your life. Religion is supposed to be, for lack of better terms and no disrespect, but a religion is supposed to be
the walk.
A playbook, right? So the Bible, the Quran, the Holy Torah, the Holy Quran, the Torah, like these are playbooks, right? That people are essentially looking at to lead a better life or lead a life in a way where they are walking towards their God or their beliefs that they have. So it most definitely is about the acts. Like that's what it all boils down to. So if you're dating someone and you're of the same religion or a different religion, it is about your acts, because the first thing that somebody's going to say is like, oh, we Christians don't do that. Oh, we Muslims don't do that. Oh, we Jewish don't do that. Right? Like it's about the acts. That's what it is. Your acts are your sins or your blessings, right? So it must be about that, or no?
I mean, I just thought it would be about, because when I think about the religion,
I'm listening.
When I think about the religion and relationships, I think about, it's just my thought. I always thought it was just, who are you worshiping and following through this walk? I didn't too much think about the acts, because there are different religions that, for the shisha example,
right,
where it's just like, okay, don't harm your body. Numerous religions say that. Right. So I always thought it was just like, okay, who do you serve, or who are you calling that actual person you serve? And that's what I always thought it was.
So let me give it to you then, and it'll be exactly what you're saying. You said you think it's about just the God, right? Like who you serve. Mm-hmm. Okay. So break it down. Who you serve means what? How do you serve something? How do you serve someone?
Through your deeds and your acts.
Through your acts, you see? So, and then what does it come down to? If I'm in a relationship with this person here, and this person wants to go to the club every night, but my God, my religion, my way that I serve says that's not what I'm supposed to do, and or I don't want to be associated with somebody that does that, and I credit that to what it is that I believe, that comes down to the acts. I can't date somebody that go to the club all the time. I can't mess with somebody that's out there doing drugs and drinking alcohol.
It's got to be more than that, though, man.
There is more than that, but that is a part of it.
Right.
It's definitely more than that.
I'll
let you go. But what I'm saying is, it's way more than you just saying, oh, it's just about who you serve. Yeah. It's way more than that. That's what it's way more than. And the one that I just gave you is like just one little bitty piece of it.
Got you.
Right. So yeah, well, go ahead.
No, I was just really piggybacking off what you said. Just like, it's the character. That's what you're really looking into. How is that character aligned to that religion, or how is that character aligned to your own personal belief? You know what I'm saying? And so, like, for me personally, when I was, when it comes to like platonic relationships, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at your character, who you worship, who you praise is on you. You know what I'm saying? But as long as your character values are aligned with my character values, and we looking at, we're growing from each other, we're challenging each other in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? I have friends from all different walks of life. But then when it came to a mate, I was looking for the same religion. So that way we can discuss religion, grow in the same religion, hold each other accountable in the same religion, raise our kids with the same belief values, same character, same traditions. And so that was our thing. You know what I'm saying? That was my thing. It doesn't make it the best way to walk in life, but it's just the way that we chose to walk in life. You know what I'm saying? I chose to walk in life.
But do you not, I hear what you're saying, and I think I get where you're coming from, but do you not think it does affect the relationships you have that are just friendships, platonic type of relationships? Because what if the people that you're hanging around are into things that you would deem a sin, or you would feel it's something that you don't want to be associated with because of your beliefs? People break up friendships all the time because they're not happy with what their friends or so-called friends are doing, and how that goes against how they want to live their life. So it does affect it. Maybe not you, but as a whole, it does affect.
It shouldn't. So I guess it depends on like. But
that comes down to,
it goes back
how you believe and what you believe when you say it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. So like when you think of like Christianity, it says, he without sin shall cast the first stone. So we shouldn't be judging anybody else. And so, and and you should be in the world but not of the world. And so like for me personally, you know, I can still walk my religious life and be part of your life depending on what you're doing. So if you're, you know, saying like if you
say that again.
Depending on what you're doing. So like if you're run around here robbing people and stealing people, regardless of your religion, you can be any religion. I'm not gonna connect with you. You know what I'm saying? Because your character is off. It's not aligned to the same character.
So it does matter.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is it doesn't matter what religion they are, but if their deeds or their acts is not aligned to.
Okay, forget the religion. Let's say they don't have a religion. If they act in a way that doesn't line up with the way that you live your life, they run a chance of not being able to be your friend.
Correct.
So it does matter.
The character and your deeds matter, but your religion doesn't.
But I'm not okay. Fair, but I'm not even saying like anything. Forget the religion. I'm just I'm talking about the person who gets to make the decision. This is you, right? And you're looking at the people that you're hanging out with. Right. Imagine they have no religion. Right. If they're doing something that you don't approve of or walking in a way that you don't approve of. Right. You're not going to be you're not going to be around that. So this is what I mean when I say it does matter. Because
what matters?
It matters how the person is and what they do and the acts that they carry out. Right. This is important to you.
Yeah, this is important to everybody. Correct.
But I mean, not everybody. Some people
see that gets tricky. What you guys are talking about, because it's like with friendship, you are embracing the difference. Right. I can't. We know not to be.
Could you be friends with R. Kelly? Could you be friends with some of these priests in the Catholic Church? And you know what I'm talking about? You get what I'm saying? Are you willing to embrace that difference? You get what I mean? No?
I get what you're saying, but
I'm speaking from a very objective standpoint, right? I'm not putting myself in any category. I'm just objectively looking at it. This
would be the most eggshell walking episode we ever would do, because we gotta.
No, but we're not. It's not, because like I said, for clarity, we're not diverse clarity. We're not talking about is a religion good or bad or whatever. This is not the subject. We're only talking about how religion affects relationships. That's it.
I don't think it should affect a friendship, because you're embracing the difference.
But see, but
your two examples. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think what we're saying is not. It's not about my friendship. It's not based on your religion. My friendship is based on your character, and so if your character is aligned to depends on how you walk. So you can be any religion, but if you're out here robbing old ladies or old men, it don't make a difference if you're Christian or not. Like I can't
that makes sense.
I can't connect with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's what
that wasn't my
yeah, but that's what I was saying.
But that wasn't my my question from it though. That's why I'm saying, like, we're forgetting that part. Right. We're just talking about, well, what I was talking about was who you could hang out with, who you could befriend, who you could have in your life or be around, right? Right. Based off how you think, how you feel, how you believe, right, and the actions that they carry out. Because let's be honest, someone can have an amazing character and still do some effed up stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's just human nature. But and I think what it depends on the level of messed up stuff, because we all do.
Agreed. And that's why I say back to the beginning with it does matter about the acts. Because the acts are the messed up stuff.
Right, but those acts
But his acts was talking about religious acts, right?
No, I was just talking about character acts. Okay, like your religion, I think your religion drives your acts. It gives you a guideline to align yourself with. But at the same time, I feel like we all are trying to get to this, you know what I'm saying, this level of alignment that we want, whether it be, you know, whatever God that you are following. And so as you're walking in your own faith or religion, how are you moving to be aligned to that? And so if you're far off, and when I mean like far off, you far off into sin, where you are committing, you know what I'm saying, crimes that's punishable. Okay. I can't connect with that. But if you know what I'm saying, you have other sins that's not considered punishable by law, you know what I'm saying, then it's some gray areas in there. You know what I'm saying? As you try to walk into it.
Well, there's some borders in there too, because depending on the country that you're from,
right?
Some things that some consider a sin and some may not be a sin in others, and vice versa. But I'm curious. You say so where is the line? Because there's the common phrase of only God can judge me. Right. But as I listen to us even just have this part of the conversation, deciding not to hang out with somebody is judgment. And if you are a man of God, right? Then if you're deciding, I'm asking, I don't know. If you are a man of God and you decide not to hang out with someone because of an act that they have carried out, essentially you're judging that person. No. But is that right? Is that
I think it's, and this just crossed my mind when you were saying that, it's not judgment, it's preference. You know what I'm saying? So it's not
okay. Potato. No, like, but I'm dead serious. Like that. Okay,
but I get what
prefer not to be around somebody that touches little boys, but I'm judging them because this is my decision. I mean, I'm not saying that it's wrong.
I think that's different.
Really?
No,
is it?
Like if
it's different.
Yeah, because if you I almost want to use that example. Let's
okay, somebody who has put their hands on their wife.
Okay, so you're abusive. You're going to wherever, because you're abusive. That's judgment versus, nah, I can't really kick it with you. I can't respect that whole abuse.
Okay, and how did you come to this preference? You looked at the act that they carried out. You made a decision, a judgment about that act, and you was like,
"That's life."
No,
you're like, "Nah, I'm not going."
I think judgment would be you're going to.
No, bro. Hear my words though.
It's life.
Hear what I'm saying.
You judge. Everybody judge.
You judge. This is my point.
Everybody judge.
So I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just here to have the discussion, right?
You make the judgment of the. So you can call it. I mean, potato. So you can call it judgment. You can call it a decision. Anywhere it goes,
or whatever,
preference.
Yeah.
But anywhere it goes, I am going to make that decision. I'm going to make a judgment based on your act. So if you out here and you robbing old ladies, we ain't friends. Like point blank, I'm gonna tell you, I don't fool with you. And you be like, why? I was like, because you robbing old ladies. And if I see you rob an old lady, I'm gonna go across your head. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just plain and simple. Yeah. And
so
I think,
is it? So my question is it wrong? Is it wrong?
Wrong for what? Wrong.
Is it wrong to judge? Because we all do it.
But I think it's a thin line between judgment and holding somebody accountable.
Okay, now I think yes and no, because you can judge someone and make a decision against them and not, whatever, but holding them accountable, you still could be standing by their side as they go through whatever, as they rehab,
because that's what friendship is.
Yeah.
Right. So
that's what I'm saying.
So I don't know if it's a thin line. I think there's a clear line between the two.
Right.
If you judge someone and you decide, I'm not going to mess with you because of what you've done, that's a clear line and a distinct difference than I'm gonna hold you accountable and I'm gonna drive you to your rehabilitation classes every week, or you've been beating your wife because of alcohol, whatever, this and this. I'm gonna go with you to your AA. I'm gonna volunteer to be your sponsor. I'm gonna be there when you pick up your chips. I'm holding you accountable. I'm still being a friend and I'm looking out for you. I'm being a Christian man, or however you want to label me, right? But there's a clear line between all of that, off the top of my head, and judging someone and saying, "Nah, I ain't fucking with you."
I think that the line comes when you hold, when you see the act and you tell them that act I can't be associated with. And so they have to make the decision either to do better or continue in that manner. And so if your friendship means something and you are aligned to wherever you're supposed to go religiously, you should be able to say, okay, I need help. And that's when my accountability and me being that friend that you need. However, if you continue down this road, this is where our friendship ends, because you're not aligning to where we need to go as a friend to make it to what we consider the promised land. You know what I'm saying?
But how do you make, what's the duration? How do you make that decision? What are the factors in there that make you say, okay, you know what? I'm cutting you off now? Like how do you gauge that? Like what's the parameters that you
It depends
set
on. I think it's
on
the situation. Like if like the situation you give. If I come over here and I see your girl sitting there with a black guy and she said, "Oh, I fell and hit the doorknob." Okay, there's some shit in this. You know what I'm saying? Like let's have this conversation. Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You rebooting your wife, your girl every other week. It's not cool, bro. Like you got to do better than that. Like you shouldn't be putting your hands on her. And if you're going to continue, this is where our friendship end. Outside of me, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to, go any further with you because you know what I'm saying? Our beliefs are not aligned.
Right.
Now, when I make that decision and I inform you as a friend, you have a choice. You can be mad and be like, get out my house, or you can be honest and be like, you know what? I have a problem. And I don't know what to do. Then let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Until then, you got to let her go and heal and do her thing.
I feel like we're steering away from the
topic.
Yeah, because I mean, you're talking about the example of abuse versus
no.
I worship a particular
religion.
Wait, pause. No, we're not steering away from the topic because what's the topic? We're talking about how religion affects friendships.
Got you.
And this is his religious belief that this should not be done. This type of act should not be done.
Right.
Right. And so he's talking about how it's affecting his relationship. I was bringing the objective look of how do we know? Do we look after the person? Do we go to the meetings with them as they go through their rehabilitation? Do we stick by their side? Do we help them through the turmoil, the trials and tribulation that they're experiencing? He's saying what his line is, how he deals with that friend based on his religious beliefs. Mm-hmm. We're not we're staying online,
right?
So it's fine.
Because it's the character that it's their character that has to be aligned to my religious belief. You know what I'm saying? So there's certain characteristics that's maybe across the globe of what it should be. You know what I'm saying? To get to wherever higher being that you should be aligned to. And so that's where we have that conversation. We talk about it and we understand, okay, this is what we're going to hold each other accountable. Now, when you go outside of that, as a friend and as a Christian man, I'm supposed to hold you accountable, bring it to your attention, talk to you about it, make you aware of it. And by me doing that, then you yourself, free will, have to make that decision. Do I get myself aligned, or do I continue down this sinful way, or whatever way you call it? You know what I'm saying? And so if you make the decision, then I have to make the decision by letting you know we can no longer continue our friendship because you're not ready to be in this space. But when you are ready, give me a call. I'll be back. I'll be your friend. I'll hold you down. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep you accountable. When you bring it, if I see it, I'm gonna tell you. If you.
So how does it work in relationships then? How does religion affect your relationships of intimate stature?
I choose someone that's in the same religion with me.
You?
I'm open.
Yeah,
I'm open to learning new things. So if I meet a woman and she may not be particularly, involved in the religion that I'm in, or the spirituality that I'm in, or the person I worship that I'm in or follow, I'm still willing to give it a chance. I'm still willing to give it a chance and just kind of see where it can go and see if there's a middle ground or a compromise somewhere in there.
So there's no belief system that you would be approached by or that you happen upon and say, nah, I'm good. Nothing.
No.
Even if it's something that, even if it's some type of practice that happens in that religion that you don't agree with, but she does, and she expects you to participate. How would you participate?
Or goes directly. I thought you were going to say, goes directly against what you believe. Yeah, that's what I thought you was going.
I was.
I mean,
I just
okay.
This is going to sound crazy, but I wouldn't think that she would get to that point yet.
Why?
What do you mean?
Because we just met. We're still dating. Because some people don't want to move that fast.
He said intimate.
She believed that.
Oh, okay.
She believed.
You said intimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
She believed that already. She believes that it's not about you. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Forget you. She already believes whatever she believes. So let's give it some context. She says, in my religion, in my belief, men don't wear socks and they don't have hair.
Boom.
So I, as your woman, I don't want you wearing socks at all. Not even footies. No socks. This hair that you got, these little braids that you be rocking, these cornrows that you have every other weekend, I'm not trying to hear it.
Right.
I want it out of here. This is what I believe.
Crit.
If you want to be with me, if you really, really love me, take off the socks and cut the hair.
There's
what
no
you gonna do?
There's no middle ground.
She
no
just told you.
nothing?
That was
She
her
just told. That was
compromise.
it. You said what I got to do to keep you. She said take off the socks, cut the hair. Because if you're gonna be my man, you can't have this. Boom.
You'll cut it, won't you?
I don't know. I don't think I would.
You don't think you would?
I don't think I would.
So you're gonna shave your head?
I don't think I would cut
He
my
might.
hair.
Wait, I don't understand.
No, I'm saying
Which one?
I don't think I would cut
You
my
don't-
hair.
Oh, because you
Yeah.
said he asked you a question and you said I don't think I would.
What do you mean you don't
You said
think?
Which one?
You asked me if I would cut my hair.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I would cut my hair.
But that's not a for sure. That's
Yeah,
like
'cause
I'm
I
gonna think
mean-
about it. Like I might cut if I love her enough.
I don't know if I can do that.
What if you really, really like her?
Oh boy.
You ain't
Whatever. I'm really trying to get this really, really like shit down to a T because I really don't understand it.
Oh my god.
You would do it if you really, really like her.
Wow. What if she from Phoenix?
What love got to do with him?
This is it's tricky for me. I'm gonna be
Why?
honest with y'all. It's
Why?
tricky because
he love
there
her.
are too many. Yeah, if she told me to do that, I don't know if I can do that. I really don't.
But if you really, really like her, she knows Kingsley. Would you cut it?
If she knows me, then she knows I love my hair and I won't cut it.
Yeah, but she doesn't care about that because her religion is bigger than her.
It's bigger than
We're gonna have to talk it out and just. I don't think it'll.
her
work.
answer is no, Kingsley. Cut your hair or she's gone.
So let me just make my point on this.
That's silly.
Do you see
That's
the
so silly, man.
look? You see how you're thinking and you're getting quiet.
That she would say that, not you, silly.
I know what you said.
You're getting quiet. You're holding your lip. You're deep in thought. You're trying to figure it out.
Trying to
et cetera,
process it,
et cetera.
everything, yeah.
Right. So you're gonna sit here and tell me that religion don't affect or should not affect relationships? You get what I'm saying?
I'm saying it shouldn't.
Okay, but it does. I mean, look, we can't say that it shouldn't because there are some religions out there that tell you. Let me rephrase that. There are some practices out there that tell you should pick a person that is like this, that believes this way, that does it this way, that thinks like this. This is true, right? So what do you mean it shouldn't? When there are some practices out there that explicitly say this is what it should be like. I was a teenager and I remember dating a girl and her father was a preacher. Her mother worked in the school and we dated, I don't know, like just a boyfriend, girlfriend in school, you know, we wasn't doing nothing, but maybe 6 months, 8 months. I don't know what it was, right? Less than a year. It was less than the school year. And the mother said, have me come to the janitor's closet and said, I want to talk to. So I came in and she was like, listen, you can no longer see my daughter. Her father and I have decided that you guys are unevenly yoked. I'm like, whoa, I don't even really. So it is, and that's perspective, right? And that's why I say it's up for interpretation because some people of that same faith wouldn't have a problem with it because they interpret what the word says a little bit differently than what they did. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So yes, it does affect relationships 100%. It depends on who you are that gives you the how it affects it, but it definitely does. And we can't say that it shouldn't because a lot of things are written in a way that it should.
I would hope that whichever woman comes along will know that, will be at a level of maturity to know that actions doesn't define a religious walk. So in your situation, I got to cut my hair.
Whoa.
Go back.
Well, there's some people. No, there are some people who are like, yo, like there's a religion where you got to the women have to wear a dress, and then some people are like, yo, like just because I don't wear a dress mean I'm not. So some people are on that level of maturity where it's like, no,
I don't think that got anything with maturity. I think it has something to do with the ritual that's practiced within that religion, within that denomination.
But I would want the
But
person.
I wouldn't consider maturity because your action does determine your religious walk.
I get what he's saying,
Yeah,
but we're in sync.
Yeah.
You're saying it like for example, just an example, just because someone goes to church every Sunday does not make them a Christian. That's an action, and it doesn't determine your walk, right? Right? But it is all about your action. That's what it's all about. Your actions and good deeds and services, and this is what it is.
Servitude.
You use the word
but not-
serve. How you gonna serve and you don't perform any acts that are being judged by the one God that you have or the deity that you believe in? Right? How?
But there's a level of, and I'm trying to be very careful what I say.
Yeah, we all
There
are.
is a level of a religious walk where they will be like, you're going to hell because you're doing this. I would want someone to be past that level, to be like, oh, just because you wear socks, you're going to hell. I want to be past that. Like, okay, listen, you wear socks, but I know you're not an evil person. I know you're not going to hell. I know it's not based solely on you wearing socks. Like, I would want someone to be like, yo, like, nah, like, I'm past that stage where it's just like, oh, you wearing makeup.
But that's not, if that's their religion, that is no such
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
No,
they got to
wait.
get past that.
No.
That's not what it. No.
Like,
If they can't get past it, then that's it.
That's
then.
what I'm saying. It's their religion. It's not a such thing. If that's something that they practice, it's nothing that they can get past, because that's what it is. That's what they believe. That's their faith. That's their practice. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying you should not commit adultery, but some people in the religion may be thinking. Go back to our old conversation, our old episodes when we talk polyamorous. They may look at that as a sin. However, some religions don't see it as a sin because they practice having more than one wife. You know what I'm saying? Or more than one relationship. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so how would you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say we should be past that. Getting past what?
No,
that's part of my religion.
I'm saying,
how about this? Let's put it where you can relate to it. Let's say that in the religion that you follow, right, it's all about creating a certain type of music, and that certain type of music is the one that you love. It's the one that you thrive in, right? And then you meet someone, and then she tells you, no. You should be past creating that kind. You shouldn't be creating that kind of music. But you believe wholeheartedly in creating this music. You believe that it is a part of the glue, the very fabric that holds your beliefs together. But somebody has now walked into your life and told you, no, you need to be beyond that. You need to be past that if you want to be with me. But you believe in it. And you're going to look at this person and you're going to say, what? Like, girl, no, this is like the cornerstone of what I believe. How I'm going to be past it, and it's what I wake up for. How I'm going to be past it, and it's what I live for.
And it's all because of what? Love for each other?
Yeah, so you're telling somebody to get past something that is a large part of what they believe.
And who they are.
Yeah, so how you going to do that?
That's their culture.
I'm trying to land this plane as best as I can.
You gonna quit taking my analogy is what you gonna what you not gonna do is keep on taking my analogy.
Got you. There is a walk in religion.
Yeah.
For example, women cannot have their fingernails painted. Right? Okay. There's a walk in religion where it's like, oh, you have painted fingernails, you're going to hell. There's that walk. That's what I'm focusing on. I would hope that someone would be past that, like putting like, oh, my fingernails are painted, I'm going to hell. I want them to get past that stage of religion, to just be like, just because you have your fingernails painted, that doesn't mean you're a bad person, you're going to hell. That's what I'm trying to say. I would want them to be past that stage, or that idea, or that thought process.
And you know what you're doing right now? I understand it. But what you're doing is you're trying to invoke a thought that you have, that you feel what they're doing. You don't believe that. You don't believe this thing about the fingernail paint.
That's your religion.
Right. You don't believe this. And you're walking in and is quite, what's the word I'm looking for? You're being
arrogant
in an arrogant way, telling them, how the hell y'all believe if you paint y'all better get over this. That is not what's going to happen. And they're all looking at you like, shh, he's listening. You can't do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to impose on them your thoughts or your beliefs as if yours are better. And they looking back at you saying, who are you? This is what we were taught. This is what we know. You're trying to push them beyond something that they're trying to stay in line with. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. Do you see what I'm saying?
Got you.
So I understand where you're coming from, but you're coming from it with your view and your thoughts and your belief or lack thereof on the particular subject. So you would then in turn be you're doing exactly what you're telling them not to do, right? Imagine you're a woman and you have nails and they're talking about your nails being painted. And you're like, wait, I'm going to hell because I painted my nails? And they're like, yeah, because in this world, this is what happens when you do it. And then you're trying to tell them, y'all got to be past that. Well, that's your belief. So that's like them trying to push the nail thing on you. Your answer can't be the reciprocated of doing the same thing to them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Because they might feel
on.
like males with long hair is against their religion, and they put that same belief on you. You have to trim that head.
Oh man.
And you saying get past it, but she's saying no. This is what it is. And then what you gonna do? You can't, like, there gotta be a certain, like, you navigate this world in a way that the way that you feel, in a way that you believe, you know what I'm saying? And so, yes, your friendships don't necessarily have to be the exact same thing, because you grow from having different experiences. You learn how to other cultures, and you grow in that aspect. However, when you pick somebody that you want to be intimate with, I feel as though that I want to pick somebody where we can align as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be so many things in this world that we are already going to have to go against. And so one of the things that I don't want to have to align to or kind of understand is our different religious belief. Because I think there's different walks in life as it is, and there's different walks of life inside the same religion in itself. And so as I'm learning, I'm growing in my own Christianity, I will want a woman who is learning and growing in her Christianity, so that way we can feed off each other. Iron sharpens iron. And if I don't know your religion, or I'm not aware of your religion, and I'm dating you, that means I have to not only be aware of my religion, I also have to be aware of yours and and you know what I'm saying, and be part of this whole understanding of both religions. And for me, that's going to be difficult, because I'm already have my own set of beliefs and set of things, and that's going to cause some friction. So if it's something that you wholeheartedly believe, who am I to tell you, no, you can't do that? And then when you have kids, your kids have to make a choice.
That's what I was just about to ask.
And that's going to be very difficult as well, because who do they follow? Do they follow mommy, or do they follow daddy?
And some religions tell you who is supposed to follow whom. Right. Based on.
So to me, it was very important that I picked somebody that was aligned to the same religion that I'm a part of. And then, you know, I've dated people that were outside the religion. I dated people that didn't have a religion, and it just didn't work out.
Can I say? I want to say something, like real talk. Like I think, not that I'm trying to dissect what you said, but I'm listening to it, right? And I'm hearing where you're coming from. So in the top, you're saying it doesn't matter. You'll date whomever, and you'll find this middle ground, right? This is what you said, right? And then in the one example that we had, you were saying, well, I think the person should be beyond this piece where they're talking about nails being painted, and if you paint them, then you go to hell, right? So you're saying in the top, all right, we'll figure this out. We'll find a middle ground. And then you're coming in with one example, and you're like, no, girl, you need to be beyond this. You're not going to hell because you painted your nails. But in the end, just based off that, it sounds like you're coming in with an open mind, but you're trying to bring that person into the same open mindset, and in fact, maybe trying to change them. You see what I mean? And that's not what we want to do. And that doesn't match with being in a middle ground. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that just because somebody changes the way that they carry their life, that you have now changed them. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that everything that you have said is impossible. I'm not saying that. But a middle ground is more like having a discussion. You might be the one that's convinced. Do you get what I'm saying? You might be the one that supports that, because this woman that you're in a relationship with, if she does feel that painting nails is this way and is that damning for her, if y'all have a child together, that child could be a girl. And that child may want to paint her nails one day. Do you see what I mean? Here goes the cycle again. So how do you handle this? And that's why I was going to ask you, like, how does this look being in a relationship where kids are involved, being with somebody? Because those are things that I would think that you're going to talk about too.
Right.
What kind of school are they going to go to? How, as Mel was, how are we going to teach this child? Because Mel is very clear. I want my children to be this way. I want to teach them this way, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, that's true.
So he's very clear. He's steadfast on how he wants it to be. We all have to be some kind of way so that the other person knows what we're getting into a relationship with. And again, I say, so religion does definitely affect, or has an effect, or can have an effect on relationships, regardless of the type of relationship. And it doesn't even mean that the person that is the other part of the subject is a religious person. You see what I mean? As long as one person is, and then, I mean, let's be real. Let's just say we throw religion out. People still have values. People still have morals. So you could be a non-religious person dating another non-religious person, and you still have conflicts there based on the way you live your lives.
Right.
So religion doesn't even have to play a part, but when it does, it adds that extra oomph to it because you've got this playbook that has already been written for you that's up for interpretation, but it's already been written for you on the way that you're going to carry out your life. And you're trying to find somebody, as Mel said, that matches that as closely as possible so that y'all can make this walk together. So I don't know how we could really sit back and say that religion doesn't affect friendships, relationships, hell, even maybe some work relationships.
Yeah, I don't think it would affect friendships as much as it would a romantic relationship, you know. But I get what the base question was. You were just asking in general, can religion affect a relationship?
Well, does it? And if so, how? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it depends on the individual. Like when it comes to friendship, it definitely depends on your level of maturity, your level of I don't want to say tolerance or acceptance, but your level of being aware, you know, and being able to understand, like, okay, because they're practicing this doesn't mean I can't be their friend, but I can actually understand and learn and grow and be aware of other religions. And it may strengthen your beliefs within your religion or give you a different perspective. And so I think about, you know, when Ramadan hit, you know, and when I was in the States, the counselor that worked with me in that grade level, she was Muslim. And so when Ramadan hit, because I understand our friendship, it made me realize, okay, she's not eating, she's fasting. I'm not going to go in her room with cakes and pies, and I'm not going to go in her room eating. And if she came to mine, I would make sure we set up a meeting after I would eat or before, so that way she wouldn't be tempted, out of the respect of her religion and her friend and our friendship. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's like, you have to definitely understand, like, just because their religion is different doesn't mean you don't have to, your friendship, you have to be more understanding, more willing to be.
You should want to be.
You should want to be. And that's what it teaches you. Your religion should be able to teach you that you have to understand and tolerate other religions and be aware, be conscious, and be a friendship to other people. And so
that's.
You said you don't think that a friendship is affected as much as a relationship. And what I was going to ask before you were saying was, I think it depends on the dynamics of the friendship. Because if you and I are housemates, we got a 4-bedroom house together, we live together, and we're friends. You don't think having different religions or different views when it comes to certain things like that is going to affect us? You see what I'm saying? So it definitely does.
Right. So you think about the 5 times they're praying, and then you come in and you blast your music during that prayer time.
But see, that's different.
That's not
how is it different.
No, let me finish. That's different from the example you gave about abusing your girl. Like, if I have a friend that's abusing his girl, his wife, I've never seen it come from a religious aspect. Like the Bible said, you're not supposed to do that, bruh. It's always like, bruh, I can't accept that. That's different than, oh, you're Muslim. Oh, okay, it's Ramadan. I can't go in. Let me respect. Oh, you got to pray 5 times a day. Okay, cool. I put my music down. That's different. That's a different example. That's why I was just sitting here like, are we veering away from? No. Because the example you gave or you guys gave was the abuse.
Yeah, we was talking about character. Like the character has to be aligned to the same to your religious belief because. But
in that scenario, I've never heard a brother be like, "Cause the Bible said Jesus, you can't be hitting your what." It's always like, "Bro, I can't, bro, you hitting your girl, like what the hell?" They never come from a religious aspect. It's always like, "Bro, you hitting your girl, I can't do that. I got a mom, I got a sister, I got a,
I can't quote, but I know that we're supposed to protect our women when we talk about holy books, right? There's nothing that is going to condone beating. So what we were talking about was the belief that someone has.
Yeah.
Right. And if the belief is that you shouldn't be putting your hands on a woman, there could be a religious thought conflict with how that person feels because this is where they come from. This is how they're raised. This is their morals. This is their religious stance and the action that you've carried out. That was the comparison.
Gotcha.
Do you see what I mean?
But if you think about it, when they, and the Bible says no sin is greater than another. You know what I'm saying? So just because I'm a liar and you a woman beater, he don't see it the same. There's no difference. You know what I'm saying? And so and
is it not a crime to beat your woman? Is it not a crime to beat someone?
It is. So that's what I was saying.
So isn't that a crime? So isn't that, but if you're following a holy book, it's speaking against that, correct?
Yeah.
So yes, you definitely would and could have somebody saying to you, yo, man, you can't, the Bible says, yes, because it does say it. It does say it.
No, I'm saying, but because I'm thinking about past examples.
Right.
I've never seen or heard anyone in certain situations reference a religious aspect to an action. They just straight up be like, yo, that's not cool.
How have you not? There's the 10 commandments. There goes 10 for you right there. Boom. How have you not heard somebody reference that? Do you get what I'm saying? Like even like
amongst friends though.
Okay, but now you're taking the subject and putting it into a smaller circle. I don't know your circle of friends, right? We're talking about on a general outlook, right? Bottom line is relationships and a religious belief, they can affect one another. Period.
It determines your level of friendship.
But this is what
I agree with.
But this is what we've been saying from the beginning. And then it was in the beginning we're talking about the character.
Yeah.
Right? We're talking about the way that someone's character can affect their friendship with someone of a religious background and how that person of that particular background may view them. Being a thug, being somebody that beats a woman, being somebody that robs an old lady and takes her money or whatever, right? So that can affect it. Having somebody that's a drug dealer. If I'm your roommate and I'm a drug dealer and I'm dealing drugs out of the place where we live, I'm committing a crime. That's a sin.
That's not part of the 10 crack commandments.
You stupid. You stupid. So, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like on the grand scheme, like keeping it simple, we know that the acts that somebody carries out can affect the relationship, especially when we're talking about a relationship with a person who may be of a religious background.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like as a young clown, I know people that as I grew and matured, they said like, man, I couldn't fool with you when you were younger. You were not aligned to my religious belief. Like I saw you and you were
really,
yeah. Like I was not aligned to, like I looked like trouble because your religious belief determines what trouble. If you read the Proverbs tells you like different things to look out for. And so when you read those things, some of those things that I was doing, and so they was like, no, like you are aligned to something that we should not. It gives me a warning that this is not something I should not be a part of. And so,
yeah, because I think what's confusing me now is just the fact that from past experience, certain situations now, I've never heard anyone reference, like look how before the show I'm drinking. Not once have y'all said, man, you know what, man, And the Bible says you're not supposed to be
That's
drinking
not what it
King's.
says.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what's confusing me. The fact that I don't.
But we're not saying that.
But the Bible doesn't say that either. It says don't indulge.
Don't overindulge.
Yeah, just an example. But go ahead.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So I think, and that's what I was when I was talking about earlier. Like, as we walk this life is trying to be aligned to whatever higher being that you believe in. There are certain actions that you should be going towards, and so if if we're going towards that, that means certain characteristics are going to be instilled as we walk towards that. And so, like, when you think about when we were younger, you used to get wasted, fall out in the club, people driving you home and all that. But as you get older, you may be transitioning out of that because you don't want to overindulge because your religion says don't overindulge. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? But you don't necessarily have to say, I'm not going to be your friend because you drunk. Yeah. I'm going to say it in a way because I'm still in this world. And so I have to operate in as though I'm in this world. Now, if you ask me like why, I can tell you specifically why through a biblical standpoint. However, I know just dealing with you in the world, I'm going to talk to you in a way that's relatable to you, that is understandable to you. And I don't have to be quote unquote quoting scripture to you in this time. I just want you to understand that I don't believe in this. And if you say, what do you mean you don't believe in this is not aligned to what I believe in, I'm not gonna hang. We can't be friends. And if I gotta drop you off all the time because you drunk every time we go out, you have a drinking problem.
And it may be what's comfortable. What I was gonna say is it may be what's comfortable to him. You see what I'm saying? You're going by, well, nobody's ever said this to me. Nobody's ever pointed at me, and nobody's ever quoted this scripture. Nobody's ever, said something from this surah in the Quran. Nobody's ever said this. So now you're not relating it to that. But if you think about it, I bet you there's some people in your life that just saw you do and be a certain way. Not saying you did anything wrong, but they saw you be in whatever certain way, and they just vanished. As I am not hanging around this motherfucker. And they ain't have to tell you nothing. You see what I'm saying? So it may come at you in a way that don't even come at you. You won't even know it. They just see how you move, and they're like, "Wait, hold up, Kingsley."
And they just transitioned out.
I'm good. And whenever you hit them up, you sending little jokes, you sending WhatsApp messages, you sending this, whatever. They're not responding, and before you know it, they just kind of fall off. It might look like that. Everybody ain't got to go around and try to pretend to be a preacher and start quoting to you.
Don't point at me. Pretend. I ain't even said I was no.
I'm not talking about you.
But it's like he was like pretending
because you said
look, he was like trying to pretend to be a priest. Dog, I ain't even doing
Everybody ain't.
So let me ask y'all this. Go ahead.
No, but I'm saying, I'm saying that because you saying the people ain't going around quoting scriptures. So I'm saying in that example, everybody ain't trying to do that. So they're not going to always approach you and say, you like again, they say you ain't got to be religious to be like that. There's plenty of people that I've met and seen how they move, and they just don't hear from me no more. I don't need to go around announcing myself. You get what I mean? So it just is what it is.
So let me ask this.
Go ahead.
Real G's move in silence like lasagna.
So I meet a young lady in church, and I sleep with her the same night. Do I just be like, oh, I don't believe in premarital sex, I'm out? Or do I just be like, oh, damn, like
you, my friend, are a hypocrite.
Yes, I was about to say that.
No, but I'm saying, like, okay, even if I don't use the whole premarital sex,
you just slept with her and said, I don't believe in premarital sex. Hypocrite much?
But could that still give me a reason to not mess with her? Because
how?
Bro,
you have that choice.
You can do whatever you want, but that's hypocrisy, bro. That's hypocrisy.
Like you the
highest form.
How did that happen?
I slipped, trip.
I slipped in the wood.
No, but I'm saying, but like if I meet her in church, we sleep together the first night. Do I have the option to be like, you know what? I know I have the option to do whatever, but do I look at it like, oh, I'm good? Like, nah,
hypocrisy.
Because she gave it to you?
He's like, yo, that was too easy. I'm out. Like, what?
She gave it to you, but you gave it to her too. You know what I'm saying? Like, she received it. So literally, you gave it to her. She didn't give you anything. She just opened.
Well, she didn't give it.
Yeah.
So it's like that whole.
So how can you say? How can you say I'm not gonna fool with her for giving it up when you did the same action?
Wouldn't
Yeah,
that be but wouldn't that be the same situation with friendships where it's just like there's a friend doing something? I am still, like you just said, there's no weight to a sin. So I have a friend that's sinning. I'm a sinner. I've been doing my thing. I've been not sinning, but whatever.
Right.
Do I still cut them off because they're doing something bad?
I think it's
bad too.
Meat kettle. You can't meet a woman, flirt with a woman, have sex with a woman, then break up with that same woman the next morning because she has sex with you. How does that look?
But I base it on religion, though.
Oh, so, okay. Even worse. All right, you are a religious man. In this example, you're a religious man, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and you meet a woman in a religious location, church,
and you don't believe in premarital,
sex. Mm-hmm. But you spoke in a way, you walked in a way, you moved in a way that made her feel.
Enticed her.
I want to
not necessarily. I enticed her. It could have been a mutual thing where.
So if you don't believe in,
if it's mutual,
so your character, so that's a character flaw within you. You're not aligned to what you believe in, and so
you're picky and choosy. You pick when
choosy.
you want to.
Yeah. So if I don't,
everybody though,
walks
the line? Isn't that everyone who walks the line of religion? And aren't we all kind of picky and choosy?
No, what I'm saying
do
is
that doesn't make it right.
Gotcha.
Though.
Yeah.
Like just because somebody does this example that you said doesn't make it right. Well, everybody does it. That doesn't. What?
That's like playing hide and seek and you hide and you be like, somebody find you, but they don't find the other people. You be like, come on, he found us. Like how?
You stupid.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we caught. Like no clown, you caught. Stupid. You can't do that. Like you literally, your character did not align to what you believed in. You said when we talk about we don't fool with a certain like I don't fool with old dudes that rob old ladies. I'm not out here robbing old ladies. You know what I'm saying? And because I don't believe it, I don't do it. So if I don't believe in premarital sex, I'm not going out enticing women, taking them out to drinks, talking sweet nothings in their ears, and then end up in their bed. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just not gonna happen. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't. So if you're moving in the same way that you believing in the things that like you truly believe, then when you say, okay, look, we drink, right? But you have never seen me out here drunk, right? Because I don't believe in being drunk. And so when I say, King, you drink too damn much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be because, and you're gonna be like, nah, I don't drink. I'm gonna be like, bro, you drunk every night. You know what I'm saying? Like,
keep going.
And then so when you be like, yeah, but we both drink. Yeah, we both drink. I have 2 drinks. However, you're drunk where you can't make it home, where somebody has to drive you home. This is not cool.
Keep going.
Right. And so if you say, I'm gonna drink regardless, I don't care. Fine, that's your choice. However, as your friend, I cannot hang out with you if this is going to be your actions. You're going to cause us to be in situations that we're not.
You didn't mention religion not once in that whole example. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
let's go back to what I said earlier.
No,
because we were talking about beliefs. I believe in it because I don't believe in indulging, right? And so I'm not going to tell you specifically. In the Bible, it says do not indulge.
That's where the religion part comes in.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And let me tell you why. Because a lot of times people will make fun of somebody who has or belongs to a certain religion, right? Mm-hmm. Or a certain belief set. And they'll be like, oh man, they always come. Here come Mel again, preaching the Bible. But the religion and the practices, that's a part of a lifestyle. Right? Mm-hmm. It's a part of a lifestyle. So for an example that brings it outside of the church, that's like a guy that goes to the gym all the time and walks around and he's talking about how much he goes to the gym. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a part of his lifestyle. So if he's a person that goes and works out, if he's a person that's healthy and he sees that you're eating unhealthy, he might try to say, hey man, you might want to get some broccoli in your diet. Hey man, he don't need to say, hey, you know I'm a nutritionist and I do this and I do that. And
my actions speaks louder than my words.
He's just a friend. You don't need to always go and
you know I'm religious. I don't have to tell you I'm religious.
Right. You don't need to go and advertise who you are or how you got there or whatever. It's a part of your life. It's a part of your lifestyle, right? So I'm a nutritionist. I go to the gym all the time. I'm training people or whatever. And then I see you and I see that you're not doing something right or you could be doing something better in that world. I don't need to remind you that I'm a personal trainer and I'm a nutritionist and I do this and I don't need to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? And just because I don't say those things, it doesn't mean that what I'm telling you isn't coming from that base.
I get you.
You see what I mean?
I get you.
So, and about what you said earlier about this whole like the woman in the church, and then you going home and having sex, and then you decide that you don't want to be with her because now she's had premarital sex with you, and then you can't be the arsonist and the firefighter. you can't do that. Mm-hmm. You started that fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then now you come and you like, I'm putting this to an end. Like you can't do that. That you know what I'm saying? So that's
that's like the cops that sell drugs and lock up the drug dealers.
For sure. All right. But yo, man, it was a hell of a conversation. I think everything was right. This guy. You got something on your chest there?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
But yo, man, let's go ahead and wrap this up. How y'all brothers feel? How was that?
He still
got marinate on this. It's gonna be post production marination.
You're gonna have PTSP, post traumatic syndrome podcast.
What the this guy? Yo, man, those of y'all out there listening, those of y'all out there watching, we do appreciate you wholeheartedly. Make sure you guys comment below, talk to us, tell us how you feel about this conversation, because we enjoy having it with you and for you. Yeah, y'all all right over there?
I'm good.
Yeah, straight. Yeah, yo,
this is cup of tea.
Yo, man,
I'm over here still trying to put the cup over the.
I'm sure we'll be able to take this one and expand. Yeah, we'll be able to expound on this conversation, in another episode. But for now, to my immediate left, he is Kingsley, and across the couch is Mel. I am OMEHGA, and this is Diverse Clarity. This is where we have those thought-provoking conversations about things that matter and some that don't. We'll catch you next episode.
Peace.